Hey guys, welcome back to the Fergie Time Podcast. Today I'll be sharing with you my Match Week 9 Premier League predictions. Before we jump into my Match Week 9 Premier League predictions, I want to do a little recap of Match Week 8. In Match Week 8, I got 5 out of 10 predictions correct, moving my total to 37 out of 78. Also, I want to give a major shout out to this week's winner, Noor, who got 7 out of 10 predictions correct. If you guys would like to be featured in next week's video, make sure to leave your Match Week 9 score predictions down below in the comments, and the person with the most predictions correct will receive a shout out. For our first match, we have Newcastle United versus Chelsea. Newcastle are coming off a 2-0 loss to Southampton and really struggled to get a grip on the match. Overall, this season, Newcastle have been very inconsistent, and apart from Callum Wilson, are struggling to create chances going forward. Versus the Chelsea side coming off a 4-1 win against Sheffield United, and they are undefeated in their last 5 matches, which means they're playing some great football. That said, Chelsea are dealing with injuries to the likes of Thiago Silva, Christian Pulisic, and Ben Chilwell that could hurt the Blues. That said, players like Zuma and Christensen will have to step up, but I have Chelsea getting the win 2-1 on odds of 1-2. Aston Villa versus Brighton. Aston Villa are coming off a huge 3-0 win against Arsenal, and one player in particular that deserves a shout out is Jack Grealish because he's been playing out of his mind for both Villa and England. In my opinion, as long as this Villa side can remain healthy, I think they could achieve big things this season. Versus the Brighton side coming off a 0-0 draw to Burnley, and they're playing some nice football, but they're winless in their last 5. They're not getting results, and I think this Brighton team will struggle to defend against the precise, quick counter of Villa, so I have Villa winning this one 3-1 on odds of 23-20. Tottenham Hotspur versus Manchester City, or Jose Mourinho against Pep Guardiola. Tottenham Hotspur coming off a 1-0 win against West Brom United, and while it hasn't always been pretty this season from Spurs, it has been encouraging to see them get scrappy and gritty results. Spurs on top of that are undefeated in their last 5, and Kane and Son are playing absolutely out of their minds. Versus the Manchester City side coming off a 1-1 draw against Liverpool, where they played well, and if it wasn't for a Kevin De Bruyne missed penalty, they probably would have won the match. That said, without Aguero, City has struggled to score this season, which is super surprising. So I have Tottenham winning this match 2-1 on odds of 3-1. Alright lads, Manchester United versus West Brom. Manchester United are coming off a solid 3-1 win against Everton in a match where Bruno Fernandes showed his class, creating the majority of United's chances moving forward. In this one, we will also see the return of Alex Telles, who I think at the left back position will add a major attacking boost. Versus the West Brom side coming off a 1-0 loss to Tottenham Hotspur, and this West Brom team is yet to win their first match in the Premier League, and in my opinion is lacking Premier League quality. We can see this in their goal differential, as they're tied for the most goals conceded, and tied for 3rd fewest goals scored. I have United taking this one easily, 3-1 on odds of 3-10. Fulham versus Everton. Fulham are coming off a 1-0 loss to West Ham where they played well, and were maybe a bit unlucky not to get a point, but overall this season Fulham have been very poor. Mitrovic has failed to step up, only scoring 2 goals in 8 matches, and in my opinion Fulham are another team, like West Brom, that just lack Premier League quality. Versus an Everton side that despite having an amazing start to the season, have only won 1 match in their last 5. Everton's defense in particular has struggled, and that is led by none other than Jordan Pickford, who's had a hard time in the net for the Toffees. That said, I think in this match the attack of Dominic Calvert-Lewin, James, and Richarlison will pick apart Fulham, and I have Everton winning 2-0 on odds of 9-10. Sheffield United versus West Ham. Sheffield United are coming off a 4-1 loss to Chelsea and are really struggling going forward this season. They have scored the fewest goals in the Premier League with 4 in 8 matches. Furthermore, the Blades remain winless this season. Versus the West Ham side coming off a 1-0 loss against Fulham, and they have some really talented attacking players, the likes of Jarrett Bowen, Fornals, Haller, and Antonio, just to name a few. That said, their defense is inconsistent and are often prone to mistakes, so I don't really trust them. I will give West Ham the win though, 2-1 on odds of 11-8. This is going to be a cracking match. We have Leeds versus Arsenal. Leeds are coming off a 4-1 loss to Crystal Palace, and despite a good start to the season, have fallen to 15th in the table. The reason for their struggles have primarily been their defense, which is tied for the most goals conceded in the Premier League with 17. Versus an Arsenal side coming off a shocking 3-0 loss to Villa, and their attack has really struggled this season, only scoring 9 goals in 8 Premier League matches. What Arsenal lack going forward is a bit of creativity to break down teams in a low block. I have this match ending a 2-2 draw on odds of 13-5. Liverpool versus Leicester. Liverpool are coming off a 1-1 draw to Manchester City and have suffered a ridiculous number of injuries to Virgil van Dijk, Gomez, Trent, Henderson, Thiago, Salah, the Ox, and Fabinho. Despite great depth, I think it'll be too much for them to overcome in this one. Versus the Leicester side coming off a 1-0 win against Wolves, and they currently sit atop the Premier League table. And with the injuries to Liverpool's backline, I think Vardy and company will have a field day. I have Leicester winning this one 2-1 on odds of 13-5. Burnley versus Crystal Palace. Burnley are coming off a 0-0 draw against Brighton, where they didn't play well and were lucky to even get a point. This season, Burnley are still yet to win a game, and on top of that are struggling going forward. Can't seem to break down the opposing defenses, and I think they will struggle against a robust Palace defense. Versus the Palace side, coming off a 4-1 win against Leeds, and switching to the 4-4-2 formation has really brought the best out of Wilfried Zaha this year because he's able to play closer to goal. I think this match will be close, gritty, and feisty, but I have Palace getting the win 1-0 on odds of 7-4. For our final match, we have Wolves versus Southampton. Wolves are coming off a 1-0 loss to Leicester City, where they played well, but as they have many times this season, struggled to create chances. It feels that Wolves this season are a little more predictable and teams are starting to pick up on it. That said, they're still in good form, with only one loss in their last 5 matches. Versus the Southampton side, coming off a 2-0 win against Newcastle, and they are undefeated in their last 5 with 4 wins and a draw. They're playing some really beautiful football, but Danny Ings may miss this match, so they'll need players like Che Adams and Stuart Armstrong to step up. I had this match ending a 1-1 draw on odds of 9-4. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure to leave your Match Week 9 score predictions down below in the comments for a chance to be featured in next week's video. Also, if you enjoyed the video, make sure to smash the like button and subscribe for more amazing football content. We will end it there. Thank you and take it easy. Peace.
I see the blue in her eyes from the sunshine. See the purple in her heart when it's nighttime. She just wanna be in her right mind. She couldn't give a damn about the limelight. So orchestrate your